Hi everybody, welcome. We are the student ambassadors for Exercises Medicine on campus at UIC. My name is Petko and I have Hannah and Kieran joining me here today. They're going to assist me in doing some exercises that'll help you break the chain of sitting all day long. So it'll be like a whole flow for the upper body and you can feel free to follow along with us. We're going to do one round of exercises that should target your entire upper body, starting from head through shoulders, arms, and wrists. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna get right into it. We're gonna start at the arms. We're gonna start with external rotation. So for this one, just hold out your arms. You can sit seated in your chair, upright. You can engage the core a little bit and shoulders up, upright, not too slouched. And then you can just externally rotate the arms. Okay, we're gonna do this for a couple of reps. Okay. Like that. Don't need to go too fast. And then if you want, girls can keep going. You can make it more difficult with something like a resistance band, so that way you have more force that you have to pull. Okay. One more. All right. So that's it for external rotation. We're moving down to neck. We're just going to do some stretches that we're going to hold for time. So we're going to go take one arm, grab your ear, and pull your neck down. Just trying to get a stretch. And if you want a little extra, you can take this free arm, grab the side of your chair, and just pull in the opposite direction. We're just going to hold this for a couple more seconds. Okay, and now we're going to switch to the other side. Other hand, other ear. Gently pull down. Again, you can take this free arm, grab the side of your chair. A couple more seconds. Moderate discomfort. Don't crank too hard. Okay, so for that one, now we're going to go neck down, forward. So you can take your hands, grab your head, and just kind of tilt your neck down. Try to touch your chest with your chin. We're just going to hold this for a couple of seconds. Make sure to breathe. And up. That's it for neck. Now we're moving on to shoulders. So first we're going to take one arm, swing it across your body, grab it with the other arm. Just kind of pull it till you feel a stretch in the shoulder. We're going to hold this for a couple of seconds. Okay, now we're going to switch. Other arm. Hold for a couple of seconds. All right. Now we're going to go the other direction. So with this, we're going to use the chair. We're just going to stretch our shoulders in that direction, right? You can use the chair as a counterpoint and just kind of pull on your shoulder. Try to rotate your body away. And Hannah will be doing a harder version of this exercise in case you're more flexible. You can move your hand all the way out on the other side of your chair, just like that. And just kind of stretch. We're going to hold for a couple more seconds. Okay, and switch sides. Again, like this with the chair, and use it to flex your shoulder. A couple more seconds. Make sure to breathe. Alright, so that's shoulders. Now we're moving on to wrists. Okay, so you take one hand, straighten it out, take your other hand, and just pull your wrist down. This is the first stretch. Make sure to keep this elbow locked of the wrist that you're stretching. That way you can really feel the stretch in the wrist. Hold this for a couple seconds. Alright, and now we're going to switch. Same thing, other wrist. Keep the elbow locked. Don't go too far. Minor discomfort. A couple more seconds. Okay, and now we're going to go in the other direction, so switch back to the other arm. And this time we're going to go up. Same thing. I'm just going to pull and hold for a couple seconds. Just like that. Okay, and switch hands. Just like that. A couple more seconds. And that's it for wrists. Now we're moving on to shoulder blades. So for this one, we're just going to try to squeeze them together. Shoulder blades and back, right? Scapula. So we take your arms, bring them forward, and we just want to pull them back and squeeze the shoulder blades. Pretend you're trying to pinch something in the back with your shoulder blades, like a pencil or something. And then release, pull back, squeeze, and release. Really try to control those shoulder blades. Up to 3, maybe a couple more. Back, forward. Go at your own pace. Really engage the muscles. And one more. And finish. Alright. Now we're moving on to some shoulder blade rotation. Okay, so you can just sit in your chair and you're going to try and rotate your shoulders around in a circle. Just like that. Yeah, Hannah's doing the side view, so you can get the viewer going forwards, and we're going to switch to backwards in a little bit. Okay, now switch, go in the other direction. If you started with back and switch to forward, that's okay. Just change direction. Okay, one more rotation. Alright. Now we're moving on to spinal rotation. Okay, so we're just going to sit in the chair and you're just going to rotate from side to side, just like this. Keep your butt firmly in the chair, don't shift your hips around, just try to rotate at the spine. Also be careful if you have a spinny chair like mine, it's going to try to turn with you, so if you can, sit in a chair that doesn't spin. Just going to do a couple more like this. And one more, each side. Alright, that's it for that one. Now we're going to do spine extension. Okay, so for this one, you want to really focus on your upper chest here. And you want to sit in your chair and you're trying to extend your spine. This is kind of like the yoga cat-cow move, right? You want to really take your chest and point it towards the ceiling. And then release. Okay? So try not to move your head back and forth. Try to really just focus on the spine. Extension, release. So extend, release. Your shoulder blades are going to go a little bit back, that's fine. Just don't move the head too far. And you can see Hannah's doing a side view there, so you can get a better idea. Just going to do a couple more. Don't forget to breathe. And one more. Extend. And release. Alright, now we're moving on to some side stretches. Okay, so for this one, take one hand and reach down towards the ground as you sit in your chair. Try to go as far as you can to feel a good stretch, and if you want, you can take one arm over so you can really feel a better stretch. Try to reach the ground if you can. We're going to hold this for a couple seconds. Okay, now we're going to switch to the other side. Same thing. You can use the arm or not. whatever's comfortable for you. Try to reach the ground. A couple more seconds. Alright, release. Now we're moving to some shrugs for the trapezius. Just as you are seated, just shrug up and down. Just try to pull your shoulders up. Snuggle them nice and tight to your ears. Just like that. We're going to do a couple more. Don't forget to breathe. Just really squeeze at the top. Alright, last one. Up. And relax. Alright, and now we're going to do some arm circles to finish it off. So just hold your arms out to the side, and we're going to do going forward, just some little circles. Pretend you're drawing circles with the sides of your arms here. I'm just going to do a couple going in this direction, and we're going to switch. Okay, now switch backwards. Same thing. If you want, you can make them bigger or make them really tiny, whatever's comfortable. A couple more. And that's it. Alright, that was upper body. Okay, so now we're moving on to lower body. Same as before, we're going to run through all the exercises. You can do more than one round if you want. We're going to begin with pelvic tilt. So for this one, just sit in your chair and you're just going to try and move your pelvis forward and backward. So it might be easier to see this way. You're just going to relax in your chair kind of. You're trying to move your lower spine and then arch. So pelvic tilt anterior and posterior. You turn to the side. So we're going to do it a couple of times. There you go. The girls are showing you a side view so you can see what's going on. A couple more. Forward, backward. Try not to move the upper body too much. You know, just like that, just pelvis. Alright, one more. Back. And forward. Okay. Now we're going to do some seated pelvic circles. So as you are in your chair, you're just going to start rotating in one direction, kind of on your sitting bones. You're trying to just move in a circular fashion. And just, again, it's like a lower spine and pelvic movement. Right? You're just going to go in one direction for a couple more reps. Okay, one more. And then switch now. Go the other direction. Same thing. Just kind of rotate on your butt. Alright, one more. Back to center. Okay, now we're going to do some calf movements. So we're going to do toe raises and heel raises. For this one, you can either do standing or sitting. Okay, I'm going to stay in my chair. The girls will show you a standing variation. Basically, we're going to start with toe raises. So you're going to go back on your heels. So just kind of lift your toes off the ground. Just like this. Sitting on a chair is easier. Standing up is harder. Pick whichever one you're comfortable with. I'm just going to do a couple more reps this way. There we go. Don't forget to breathe. One more. Okay, now we're moving to heel raises, so going the other direction. So now you're just raising your heels off the ground and going on your toes. Just like that. Yep. Really engage those calf muscles. We're going to do a couple more. One more. Up and down. Alright, now we're going to stay standing if you're standing, or you can sit back down. We're going to do internal rotation or external rotation of the legs. So we're going to rotate the legs a little bit. So from this position, if you're seated, just going to take one leg, rotate it out to the side. Swing it out to one side. Or you can do it standing, as the girls will show. We'll start with one leg first, and we'll switch to the other. Don't need to go too fast. Just kind of swing the leg out. Just like that. A couple more. One more. Okay, and now we're going to switch to the other leg. Just like that. We get to breathe. Don't crank too far, right? Don't want to be uncomfortable. Just want to feel a light stretch. And a little bit of muscle activation as well. Okay, one more. Out and in. Okay, now the next one, you're probably going to have to sit down. Can't really do this one standing. It's going to be, we're going to be rotating inwardly. So this one, it's kind of like Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. You're going to try and tap your heels, right? So just kind of rotate your legs, your shins, right? Keep your feet on the ground and rotate in and out, just like that. We're going to do a couple more reps. Okay, and now we're finished with that one. We're going to move on to some external rotation of the leg. Okay, so for this one, you're just going to lift your feet off the ground, just like this, and bring them back down. Okay, you're going to do a couple of reps. You're moving out, so you're rotating external. Just like that. Okay, one more, out and in. Alright, so that's it for that one. Next, we're going to move on to sit to stands. Okay, this is kind of like a squat in your chair. Okay, so you have a nice comfortable seat. You can stick your arms out in front of you, and you're just going to lean forward and get up off your chair. And then back down. That was one. We're going to do 10 total. So back up. Down, don't forget to breathe. Just up and down. Okay, and last one, we'll go up and down. All right, now we're moving on to knee raises or marching. So you're just going to pretend like you're marching. You can do this one standing as well. Just lift your knees up towards your chest. Just like that. Just going to do a couple reps. Don't forget to breathe. One more on each side. 1, 2. All right, and now we're moving on to some hamstring stretches. For this one, you're going to have to get up and use your chair, and you're basically going to be stretching the back of your leg. Okay, so there's a couple different variations here. I'm going to do the easiest one, and then the girls will show you some of the harder ones. The chair towards you, this back part of the chair towards you, means you have to go less distance, or you can alternatively do it with the chair in front of you, the front part of the chair. So you just want to kind of lean forward, lock your knees, and make sure you feel a stretch in the back of your leg, the hamstring. We're going to hold this for time. Just like this. Go as far as you're comfortable. Five more seconds. And now we're just going to switch from one leg to the other. So feel free to bend one knee and keep the other leg straight, just like this, so you can focus on one side only. You're going to hold this for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to switch. Okay, and switch to the other side, just like that. Moderate discomfort stretch. Don't forget to breathe into it. Okay, back up. So that's it for hamstring stretches. Now we're going to do a windmill stretch for the adductors. Okay, so this one, also using your chair. You can take a little bit of a wider stance next to your chair, and you're going to grab the chair with one hand, and the opposite leg, the knee, will bend. And then you rotate up towards the sky with the free hand. You should really feel this in the inside of the straight leg. Okay, and we're just going to hold this for a couple seconds. Okay, and now you're going to switch to the other side. The same thing, grab your chair with the other hand now, bend the opposite knee, and then rotate up towards the ceiling. We're going to hold this for a couple seconds. Okay, back down. That's it for abductors. Now we're going to do a total body stretch. Okay, so for this one, you can just kind of take your hands and stick them all the way up. Okay, come a little off camera. Let me adjust that, but keep holding. Counting. Just like this. You can cross your fingers at the top if you want a little bit more stretch. Really pull. A couple more seconds. Alright, bring them back down. And now we're going to go clasp the arms behind you, and we're going to pull down in the opposite direction. Just like that. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together. Try to stretch and breathe. A couple more seconds. And release. And that's it. Total body stretch, lower body and upper body. We hope you enjoyed this. Now we hope you follow along. Feel free to do it once, twice, maybe even 3 times. And see you next time.